if you don't, and not talking about Faith, then you have no business talking about
What
sport.
else will you be talking about?
It has to be about Madam Faith Chepngetich Kipyegon.
Yep.
And I know we will talk about the race, but let's just find out how she felt after she broke her world record. The second world record in all of 7 days. Unbelievable. It's something that is not done often, especially by a Kenyan. We will demystify the myth that she's the first one to ever do it. No, a few guys have done it before. But yes, incredible. She is the first Kenyan woman to do it within a week. Break 2 world records in 2 different races.
Yes.
Here she is talking to Mr. Elias Makori, our managing editor. Of course, he's in Paris. He was there in the mix zone after. And here she is talking after running 14:05:20.
Jana ulisema ni kama ulijua utashiriki kwa hii rekodi.
Sikuwa najua ya. Hata sijui niseme nini. Mimi hata nimekosa ya kusema.
Labda tuambie uliamkaje, umekula chakula gani? Watu walikuwa nauliza kuprepare ulikula chakula gani hadi sasa jioni.
Naweza sema nilikula mzuri, niliamka mzuri na nilikuwa prepared kukimbia hii race. Sio world record lakini kukimbia personal best yangu. Lakini nimekuwa surprised nimekimbia world record ya. Sasa sijui nisema aje, nashukuru Mungu sana.
Kwa wasichana kule nyumbani, the ladies, manake 5,000 imekuwa ni ngumu sana kupata kwa Kenya. Unaweza ukawapatia motisha gani kwenda Budapest?
Nawaambia wang'ang'ane, 5,000 sio ngumu sana. Hata mimi nilikuwa naona ni ngumu kusunguka hiyo 12 laps. Lakini kitu imenisaidia, sikuwa nataka ni concentrate na laps, na sikuwa nataka ni concentrate na clock. Nilikuwa na concentrate tu na light. Nilikuwa najua light inaenda fast. Siku hizi light wave light technology imetusaidia sana. Kuhakikisha time kuna concentrate na hiyo free light. So kwangu nilikuwa na concentrate, nilikuwa naona ninaacha kidogo na concentrate na light ya green. Mimi nilikuwa najua hiyo itanisaidia kukeep bado nikuwe strong, ndio niweze kukeep the last 400 meters. Nashukuru Mungu sana. Sikuwa na expect hii. Ni kama sijui hata kama nimeruka lakini.
Hata hujui una dedicate nani hizi record mbili?
Hii na dedicate coach wangu. Amekuwa supportive sana. Thank you much sir. Hata nilikuwa mbali sana yani. Sijui niseme nini.
Wow.
I can tell you this, guys, everyone who's listening, I think we should put this video online for you to see the look on her face. She is truly in disbelief. She's saying, Ata siamini, I can't believe it. Then she talks and she talks and she talks, then she goes back. And I can't believe this has happened.
I don't even know whom to dedicate it to. I did not expect this. I did not plan for this. I have surprised myself. BBC have described her as superhuman. Yes.
I think it's an apt description. A week ago, she ran 1,500 meters. It's her race. She won it. Fantastic. 3:49:11, a record she had tried for the last 3-4 years, just couldn't get close to it. And we said, okay. Now, when I saw the list for Paris and I saw, 5,000 meters, I remember thinking, maybe she wants to test herself and see how she is.
What was she doing in that race anyway? Let's start from there.
It's a natural progression. Most people, if you run 15, you always think you can do the 5, especially as you grow older, because the 5 is longer, so it's less of a sprint. It's more of an endurance event. So if you go back in history, Hicham El Gerouj ran 15 and the 5.
Yes.
He ran 15, then joined the 5 towards the end. Bernard Lagat, 15, then 5,000 towards the end. Sifan Hassan, 15, then 5, then 10, then her craziness all the way to the marathon. Most recently, Helen Obiri, 1,500, then 5,000 meters, then 10,000 meters, now half marathon, then the marathon. So it's almost like a natural progression.
Okay.
Because 15 needs you to be younger and to compete against maybe much younger, fresher people. So I think it was always in Faith's head that she would move up. But the fact that it was her first race in 8 years, I think, 8 years in the 5,000 meters, just lets you know,
Yeah, and then she just breaks the record.
And then she steps on it. However, you've got to give credit to her team, because the way they set up that race just told me something special was coming. Because they had the former world record holder, like Tsenebet Gide, and then they had Beatrice Chepkoech. Now, it's not often you get pace set or you get a pacemaker who's a world record holder herself.
Ah.
Now, Beatrice Chepkoech is the world record holder in 3,000 meter steeplechase.
Yes.
So once you get such a quality pacemaker for you, then you tell the seriousness with which global, because she's under global.
Yes.
Letsenebet is under global. Beatrice is under global. So they are all under one management. So you get that global really wanted something special.
Yes. And they also know the shape she's in.
Yes. I just think they weren't sure whether it would be her or Gide.
Yeah.
I think they probably thought it could be either her or she could push Gide to it.
Yes.
Because Gide doesn't really have a kick. We know that
Yeah,
Gide
yeah,
cannot kick.
Yes.
So as long as you see, if they get to, I knew, if they get to the last, so long as she's with close to Gide, I knew for a fact she will beat Gide. I just didn't think there was a world record in the offing. But I thought she will beat, because Gide can't kick. The only way Gide can beat you in a sprint-ish is what they did to Obiri last year in Oregon, where they boxed her and she was waving all over.
Yeah, she was trying to get up Mpenyo.
Exactly. So, but if you go flat out last 200, you will beat her. Remember Beatrice Chebet in Bathurst in World Cross Country?
Yes. As
Gide
same
was
old,
far away, and then you just saw Beatrice coming, and she lost her form and she fell.
Yeah.
It's so I was not, but for her to run a world record.
Yes. I think two things. One, you've mentioned. The other is that her handlers know she's in the best shape right now.
Yes.
So let's try and get whatever we can get. Let's milk the best out of her in this shape, even as we hope and pray and prepare for Budapest.
Yes.
So at that point in time, and she's still confident as well. So that's very important. The shape you're in determines a lot. She's also said the green light, which shows you where the record is, has really been of help to me. It gives me the motivation to push and get this. But let's not just forget the fact that she's superhuman. She's done a lot in the last 2 weeks. It's not by fluke. It's because of her talent and her hard work.
It's one of those people who, and I said it last week, she had so much promise as a junior. She has more than lived up to expectations.
Yes.
We all thought there is talent there.
Yeah.
This young, naive, innocent girl who's pretty might just go on and do something.
Yes.
She's then gone on and said, World Youth, Ndani, World Junior, inside, Commonwealth. She's done everything and more.
Yeah.
She has surpassed any expectation I think we had. When I look at her face, I see something, and I'm not sure, I could be wrong. I feel like this year she's gone even harder because she looks smaller.
Yes. I didn't
even her
notice
face.
that.
I don't know, just something about her face just makes me feel like this year she's gone an extra mile just to make sure she is leaner and fitter. And just like I said with the 1500 meters, for me it was the control in the race. She was always in control. Her body, the way it is solid, and you can tell just how her moving, expending very little energy. I just would see controlled power all the way to the end. But look, I have no superlative to explain to describe Cafe, like we call her. Faith is just on a class of her own. For everyone who questioned whether she's the greatest Kenyan female athlete, I think
yes, the fact that she broke the record in 2 different races, that to me stands
in a
out.
week.
That's
I think she's the first Kenyan woman to do so. I could be wrong, but I can't remember.
I also can't remember
top of my head.
Men, I remember Rudisha.
Men, no, see Rudisha didn't. See how she's done 2, like 2 different events in a week.
Yes.
Men, I have to go back to Moses Kiptanui. Maybe 1992, he broke the 3,000 meters flat and the steeplechase within, I think, 4 days of each other. And then the following year, he broke 2 records in 1 year. I think it was 5,000 and the steeple again. So Moses did it. Moses has done it twice in 1 year, broken 2 world records. Daniel Komen also broke 2 records in 1 year. My record and my record.
1 year, we're speaking 1 week as well.
Yeah, but Moses was literally 3 days. Moses Kiptanui is actually
was the real deal, eh?
Yes, he's one of the all-time greatest. The only problem, he never got an Olympic gold. That always counts against you a little bit. But he was ridiculous. He could run 15, 3,000, 3,000 steeplechase, and the 5,000. He could cut across all of them. He was also very versatile. And one of those guys who really would just go without a pacemaker and tell you, I'm going to break the record tomorrow, and he does it. He was a bit crazy. But really, really top talent. But in terms of women, I cannot remember.
Yeah, me too.
I cannot. When you think women and breaking world records, 2 in different disciplines, I know Tekla has 2 records, I think 25,000 meters and 30,000 meters. But how often do we hear 25,000 meters and 30,000 meters? Those are those things that are done almost for exhibition-like. It's more of a world best than anything else. This is 1,500 meters. This is 5,000 meters. And my only question as we go out is, can she keep this form until Budapest? Because a long time ago, an athlete, former African record holder, told me, you can only stay in peak for 6 weeks. Then it has to come down. Then you take it up. She's been exceptional since May.
Yeah.
Does she have enough time to bring it down and then take it up again for Budapest?
Yeah.
That's the only question I wonder. Because normally you try to break the world records after the world championships. Like after you've won your gold. But how she's gone at them hard.
She's just going and going, yeah.
So I just wonder whether she will be able to keep it all the way to the end, to Budapest. Because Budapest, we want the gold for 15.
Yeah, of course.
And like you're asking me, we will check whether the schedule can allow you to double 15 and 5.
Yes.
Then we'll see whether she can.
I think she can, to answer your question. I think she can maintain this form because she appears so focused and her handlers appear to know what they're doing.
Yes.
They're planning it very well. And then there's a plus of being in the same camp as Kipchoge. It rubs off you in some way, in one way or another.
It's interesting you say that because last night, me and my good friend Muturi had a huge argument about that. Because I said, I understand people drawing comparisons and parallels. I understand people giving credit. But I was like, guys, she's always been a superstar.
Yeah, regardless.
I understand, you know, because we've seen pictures of her with Eliud in camp, and everyone is like, you see. And I'm like, guys, she really was a world-class athlete. She's been a world-class athlete since she was 15.
Yeah. But we learn every day.
So I understand the connection. I understand the people attributing, hanging around Eliud. But I feel like we shouldn't remove from the fact that she's
her own person. She's self-made.
No, she is a generational talent.
You
know the way there's talent every day, then there's generational talent. The one that comes once in a generation. I feel like Faith is that once in a generation athlete. Of course, the closer you are to Eliud is great because you're able to see greatness every day.
Yes.
I told you guys.
And pick a few tips.
Last week, she is the only Kenyan female athlete I know top of my head who stays in camp Monday through Saturday.
When she has an option not to.
Yes. Most ladies tend to stay in their homes and they train from home. She is in camp Monday through Saturday. And I think that helps because that's a lot of sacrifice. Because she's got a young girl at home.
Yes.
And you'd think she'd want to go to the young girl. But it's like, no, we are staying here and we are doing it. And that, I think, is one of the of course if you hang around Eliud you're going to learn something like you said. It's like if I hang around you I will learn something. When I hang around Banada kizungu inaingia kidogo kuliko vile inakuanga.
Back to Budapest. I think her greatest strength right now is the finishing. If you get to the last lap with Faith and you have to go head to head, you have some work to do. You really have to do some work.